Hey everyone, welcome to another video and thank you for tuning in. So, today, if you're thinking about puddle lights, this video might help you decide which one's right for you. So what I did was I ordered puddle lights from 3 different places: Abstract Ocean, RPM Tesla, and TeslaPuddleLights.com. And I ordered a pair from each one just to see if there was going to be any difference in any of them and find out if there was actually one that was better than the other. So, well, it turns out that there might actually be a difference in puddle lights. Oh, and if you just want to skip the install and go right to the summary, I'll put the where it starts right here. All right, let's get started. All right, they're all out of their packaging, so let's take a look at what we have. Now, the Abstract Ocean, see here, pretty standard, but it does come with this extended cable, so that's probably going to make installation a lot easier. RPM Tesla does not come with an extended cable, or an additional cable, I should say. It just is pretty much just the light itself. Now again, when we start installing this, it may not make a difference at all, but there you go. And the last one, TeslaPuddleLights.com, it has the attached extended cable. And the configuration does look a little different than the RPM Tesla one. So that's kind of interesting. Let's compare it to the Abstract Ocean as well. Yeah, they are a little different. So that's pretty interesting, just to see the differences in the manufacturers, or the retailers, I should say. Now this is the Abstract Ocean, and this is the RPM Tesla. These two look extremely similar. There are slight differences internally. You can see some of, I think, the resistors are a little different, but overall, the size is pretty similar, but the lens itself looks like the RPM Tesla is just a hair smaller. I don't know if you're catching that on the camera. Let's compare that to Tesla Puddle Lights. This one has a little sticker on it, so let me get that off of there. So far, the Abstract Ocean looks like it has the largest center lens, but I don't know if that's going to make a difference for later. But as far as weight and everything goes, they're all very similar. But this one doesn't have any type of little resistors in there, so it must all be housed inside. So, anyway, there's the differences. It's a little bit smaller. Okay, you do have about 1 inch of play. And again, the tab that you want to press down is at the very top. So let's press that down and just wiggle this thing out. It does want to fight you a little bit. Alright, there you go. This is what the stock one looks like. It's a bit slimmer than the aftermarket ones. I don't know if you guys can see that. But okay. Now, I guess I could just go ahead and attach this extension cable to it. Oop. Just to make it easier on me. Now this is the Abstract Ocean one. Let's go ahead and snap that in. And I figured since we have it, why not use it, right? Alright, let's go ahead and plus it. I heard it power up. And again, I went with a blue one. That's just my preference. But, okay, let's see. Tuck that all back in there. Snap that into place. And there you go. Now we have a blue one. Let's jump to the front to see if it's any more difficult or just as easy. Now we're at the front door, driver's side. And again, there's a little tab toward the front end of the car. I would use, again, a little plastic pry tool. That way you're just not scratching stuff up. Just makes it a little safer. Oh, wow. This one has much less play in it. So this is one where I think you're going to want to use any kind of cable that you can, just to give yourself a little more room to play with. The back wasn't so bad, but the front, at least in my vehicle, again, every car may be different, but yeah, it's hard to work with on this one. There we go. That one's out. And again, RPM Tesla. Let's plug this one in. And RPM Tesla does not come with an extended cable. But if you decide to go with this brand, let's just see how much harder or easier it really is. It's not, again, this whole process is not difficult at all. But every little bit that you can do to help yourself make an easy transition is good. Alright, let's plug this back in. And there you go. So front and back, very easy, but the front of mine had less cable to play with. So I can see where these little extended cables are definitely going to make life easier for you. Alright, now we're on the passenger side front door. I figured since this is probably going to have less cable than the back one, I'm going to put the Tesla Puddleights.com light in this one. Again, plastic pry tool. I can't say that enough. Alright, yep, and I was right. It's limited on how much cable they're giving you for the front. Wonder why it's so short up front and actually have more play in the back. So, alright, good deal there. And again, having this extended pigtail here does actually make it very simple. And this is just plug and play all in one. So, there we go there. And, well, there is a front to this one. It's actually notched out to head it toward the front, just like a stock one. The other two did not have this notch. You could just put it in either way. So let's pop that back in, and there you go. So, all right, now all that's left to do is see this at night. So after closer inspection, I did notice that the Tesla RPM one does have the notch at the very top here, like the OEM one, which kind of gives you an idea or an indicator of direction, right? And that's going to be important if you get a logo or if you get a certain wording like Tesla or whatnot on the car. Again, there is a little notch so that you know to put that forward. Whereas the Abstract Ocean, again, I don't see any indicator. A Tesla Puddle light obviously has almost like the OEM tab where you can see that that's the side they want you to put up front. But we'll see if when it gets dark, if I put anything on backwards. Fortunately, they're really easy to pop out. Okay, everyone, well, it's dark enough now, so again, let's take a look at the stock setting. Here is the stock puddle light. It's on, but barely. So you get a little bit of light, but not too much. Alright, the first one, it's up. Let's try the Abstract Ocean. Well, there you go. Because I didn't have the notch, I put it in upside down. But that should be pretty easy to correct. So, again, it's pretty bright. It's a nice big Y. So, alright, let's check RPM Tesla. Now that's not as bright, but it looks nice, you know. Letter Tesla underneath it. I mean, all the letters spelling out Tesla and the Model Y. Now back to the Abstract Ocean here. Now this is definitely brighter, but unfortunately if you're looking for Tesla written out, the letters, they don't have it currently. At least I couldn't find it. If you guys actually find it, let me know. But this was the only thing that I could find for the Y. Alright, now let's move over to Tesla puddle lights. Oh! Okay. Well, this is definitely a clearer light, and it seems to be brighter too. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but this is definitely clearer, and it seems much more bright. So, wow, that's pretty surprising. Again, TeslaPuddleLights.com. That's really clean looking. Let's go back over to RPM Tesla and see how that looks. So the letters are bigger and the Y seems a little bigger, but it's definitely not as bright. And again, it's not as defined along the edges. That's interesting. That's it. Oh! Well, that was weird. Look what happens when you open up the back door to the RPM Tesla. It shuts off. But that one still comes on. But the front one shuts off. But as soon as you shut the door, it pops back on. Let's test that out on the other side. Alright, so it's on. Open up the back door. Not very much light, but no, it stays on. Huh, I wonder what that's about. Alright. Alright, what I'm going to do is swap out this RPM Tesla one for a Tesla puddle light to see if it goes out when the back door opens as well. So if this is just my car or if this is the actual puddle light. Again, close the door, pops on. Open the door, and it goes off. Interesting. And I'll probably, put the Abstract Ocean one, turn it right side up. Be right back. Okay. Well, I went ahead and switched this one out and made it right side up. So that's better. But I found something, again, that was interesting. So I'm going to leave that open. Now I switched the front one out to the Tesla puddle lights. And look what happens when I open the door. It dims. You can barely see it. But now, Tesla puddle lights, that one stays on. Huh. That is pretty interesting. So again, to better understand what was going on, what I did was I put both of the Tesla Puddle lights on one side. So what ends up happening is, you can see that it dims just a little bit, but not really that much, not like before. So both of them are on, and both of them are pretty bright. I mean, it dims just a hair when you open the back door. So these Tesla Puddle lights must be pulling some high wattage or something to where it makes the other lights kind of, you know, just takes away from their power. That's the only thing that I can think of, because when you put them on the same side, it's much less noticeable. I mean, it's barely noticeable. So, well, there's another tip. If you're going to order these, you know, you can either put them on both on the front doors and leave the back ones stock. All right, well, this turned out to be a pretty interesting comparison. You know, I really thought that at least 2 of the 3 Puddle lights were going to be the same manufacturer, you know, just rebranded for each company. But it turns out that all 3 Puddle lights were different, and not all Puddle lights are created equally. That whole thing with the mix matching of the Puddle lights, you know, both like one brand on the front door and one brand on the back door, and then opening up the doors at the same time and having one go out. I still don't know what that's about, but the tip there is if you get a pair of Puddle lights, I would recommend that you put that pair from that box on one side and the other pair on the other side. And I asked somebody about that, and the best they could come up with is they thought that maybe it has something to do with the impedance of the current, you know, so, but it seems like as long as you're using the same brand and you put them on one side, you get a little fluctuation on one of them, but really they stay bright, as opposed to what you saw where one goes completely out, you know. And again, I don't know what the deal with that was, and it seems like no matter what I paired up with TeslaPuddleLights.com, it worked. You know, the TeslaPuddleLights.com stayed on the whole time. So, all right, again, that was just weird, right? Who would have thought that that would happen? But now let's talk about the cost. All right, so Abstract Ocean is $49.99 when I ordered it, as well as Tesla Puddle lights also is right at $50 or $51 with shipping. I think it was like $45, but then there was $5 for shipping. So everything is right around $50. Now, RPM Tesla, I actually got for cheaper because they always have like a coupon or discount of some sort. So I think I picked that up for right at about $38 and change. So that was definitely the cheapest one. Moving on to the brightness. Well, you guys saw, I don't know if I hope it came through on camera, but really TeslaPuddleLights.com was by far the brightest and the clearest. So then came Abstract Ocean, and then the very last, and unfortunately it was pretty dim, was the RPM Tesla lights, you know. So the other interesting thing was that both Tesla Puddle lights and Abstract Ocean came with an extension cable to help you just have more room to negotiate the light around. You know, that was really helpful. RPM Tesla didn't have it. For me, that's almost a deal breaker, because again, just to be able to plug it in and have all that room to work with and then just make it that much easier was really good. That being said, when I removed the Abstract Ocean light the second time to flip it around, I didn't catch it on camera, but it actually fell apart into 3 pieces. Now, it just came apart, but I snapped it all back together. And when I say came apart, the clear lens fell apart from the black camera, or I guess projection housing, and also the actual cylinder inside for the lens portion actually came out. But again, I was able to put it all back together, snap it all back in place, and put it right back into the door, and it's still in there and it works fine. So, but again, just something that you should be aware of. So at the end of the day, which one do I think is the best? If it's gonna be at 50 bucks right there, really is TeslaPuddleLights.com. I was surprised. I really thought it was going to just be a rebranded from, the company, and everybody was gonna have the same lights, but it does look like they are clearer and brighter. And again, the price wise, it's in line with Abstract Ocean. And again, if you don't have a coupon from RPM Tesla, then you can get these cheaper. But at the end of the day, I don't know, without the little cable, extender cable and everything, I would think that, and it being RPM being the least brightest, I don't know if you want to go that route, for close to $40, So, but again, if that is a difference for you, they do work, and it does project. And the other part is RPM Tesla does have the Tesla logo with Tesla written underneath of it. Abstract Ocean just has the Y for the Model Y, and I couldn't find where there was a combination of the two together. And again, if you guys see that out there on Abstract Ocean's website, let me know. I just could not find it. All I could find for the Model Y was just the big Y itself. So there are your choices. Again, price-wise, everything is right at about $50. And the brightest one and the clearest one was TeslaPuddleLights.com. But Abstract Ocean wasn't bad either. And so if you have a discount for that, it's not a bad way to go. But again, I couldn't find the one that was written, that had Tesla written underneath of it. RPM Tesla was unfortunately a little disappointing in the brightness and the lack of a cable to help for the installation. The installation itself was super easy on, the whole thing. They just pop right out, and you pop them right back in, and it takes less than a minute and a half. But again, be careful when you're popping them out, because you could have what I did, which was that it just all came apart when I was pulling one of them apart. That was the Abstract Ocean one. So I hope that was helpful. And as always, go to your car meets, have fun with your mods, and enjoy what you have. Thank you guys. And please let me know which one you decided to go with and why. We'll see you on the next video.